is. So, I want to talk about being a grown up for a second. Shit, that. As a teacher, I'm learning we don't really teach children. And this is something that kind of bugs me that I feel like it's our duty to teach. And so, um, my sister and I, we were pretty devoted to like having kind of an unconventional, but also a highly effective means of teaching, because we're both autistic as fuck. So, it is what it is. So where I was going with this, sorry, I'm a little slowed. Where was I going with this? Oh, yes. So, I feel like one of the hardest things for me as an adult was like organizing my responsibilities, right? Really, setting out my priorities. And so, as a young adult, here's like kind of my like how to survive young adulthood, right? Because it's confusing as fuck and nobody tells you what to do, right? You're waking up and you're like, oh fuck, I gotta, this took me forever. Okay, you have no idea what kind of a child I am. Like, I still don't even like making my own doctor's appointments. I have literally called up my mom and been like, could you please make a doctor's appointment for me? Like, I just can't. And she's like, bro, you're like 30 years old. And I'm like, I know, it should be easier. It's hard to be a grown up. And so let me like kind of give you my like advice on how to make it just a little bit easier, just a little bit more, flowy. And this is something that I really learned from my ex-husband because he was always somebody who like made notes, right? Always had lists, and he never looked at them again. He'd get really motivated, and he'd be like, "Time to make a list." And then we had lists everywhere. We had post-it notes all over it, and but it did teach me some valuable things about making lists. Like he's a genius for that, and I didn't realize it until later. This is like, when you put things into writing, you throw them into the third dimension, and it helps manifest shit, right? And so, like, you start out with like writing a list of all your current like issues or things that you're trying to manifest, whatever. Like, say, if you need like a car, a job, a house, debt relief, whatever, grocery, whatever, So you make a list and of just all the shit that you need to work on or that, you need to get ahead of and whatever. And really just lay it out so you can see it, right? And then after you've like researched, you know exactly how much you owe on what, you know exactly like what kind of car you want, whatever, you focus, on some of the more specific details of it, right? And then, really look into each thing that you're trying to work on or manifest. And then you write a whole page of solutions, right? Things that you can do to like actively help you work towards this goal, even if they're little goals, even if, whatever, they could be big goals, little goals, doesn't matter. But when you write out your solutions, it really shows like you're not just waiting for things to happen for you, right? Because I mean, though you should, right? Also, what you put into the universe is what you're going to get out of the universe. If you're lazy and you're not putting in your efforts, your work, whatever, then you're not going to get anything in return, And like, and that's not, I mean, you could have not, like, no job and still not be a lazy person, Like, uh, so, that's really subjective. But basically, when you write out the solutions, then you also show the steps that you're going to take to vibrate higher to match the energy of your goal, right? To really close that distance between you and what you're trying to accomplish. Um, and yeah, it's funny because it's really helped me out a lot in like my adulthood, and I remember just being like, God, why do we always have all these lists everywhere, you know? And I used to, I mean, I'm an Aquarius. I don't like planning shit. I don't want to know what's gonna happen with the rest of my day. I don't have plans. And that's something that I've been challenged to work on as well, because a girl that I take care of, she's always asking me every single day. She's like, so what are we doing today? Like, I have to have a plan. Like, I have to think of things to be doing. And I'm like, I don't, existing? I don't know. We're just doing what we do. And, you know, but, you know, it's showing me to, like, have a little more preparation. And all these lessons I'm learning from earth signs, right? I'm an air sign. So I learned these from an elemental polarity for me, you know? Air and earth are as separate as fire and water, and yet there's so much to be learned from that. You know, that's why if you're an air sign, you know, get around some earth signs. They might trigger you in some ways, but they trigger your growth also. Like, um, they really challenge you to, like, become more grounded and more stable and, like, you know, all that shit. And yeah, yeah. And also, you know, I feel like a lot of the struggles that come with manifesting or accomplishing things are the struggle to like visualize it or materialize it, really fathom it as like something that is your reality, right? Because when you manifest something, you need to have it in your mind, like, this is my reality, and experience it. Like, what does it feel like? You know, what does your reality feel like? Um, and you manifest more of that energy the more that you like investigate that energy. You like, so, you know, be kind of a problem solver for yourself, you know, always think about solutions and have gratitude for the shit that comes through, you know, because we all catch blessings, you know, and we should have gratitude for that. And when you're not catching blessings, you're catching lessons, and you should have gratitude for that, you know. Gratitude goes a long fucking way in this universe. Um, and yeah, it's like, I feel like a lot of people struggle with their own like mindset, you know, like when you're just thinking about things and you're not laying it out and really formulating it, sometimes it can seem like so much, and it can become overwhelming, and it becomes ruminating thoughts, and then you accidentally manifest like more bullshit that you don't want, you know. And so like you got to confront it, like, here's the shit that you got to work on, and you know, and really take the steps to like do that. um because you know, it's like philosophy, you got to put it into practice. So if you really want to accomplish something, you have to show the universe that you want to accomplish that, and you have to show it in your actions. Are you working towards that? Or, you know, is that something that you're showing that actually matters to you, you know? um yeah. Oh, by the way, I tried to say like 5 words at the same time. Hold on. By the way, on my book reading channel, I'll have it posted in the comments below. Cool story, bro. I'll be reading The Alchemist by Paulo Coelho. I have a lot of books on my reading list, right? So I do have some suggestions from people that I am going to be incorporating into the reading. It's just that I have so many books, right? And I have like a whole list. Um, so yeah, this is definitely our next journey. It's my favorite book. Out of like all like the adventure storybook types, you know, that's my favorite one. the last Paulo Coelho book that we did was probably my least favorite of his, to be honest. I'm being honest. But it was recommended by a viewer, and I was like, hey, dog, if you want me to read this, I'm hella down to read it. And it just made me really sad, and I was like, oh, fuck, this is like kind of a downer. But we're gonna read more Paulo Coelho and really look at the dimensions and like how deep his mind goes. You know, he's a great storyteller, and my friend like bought me the entire like bookography, I guess you'd call it. Like it's all the books by Paulo Coelho. So we have to actually get through all those books, right? Like I have I have goals for this channel. Um so yeah, and in this book though, it really helped shape me as a person. Like I don't know. I feel like it's going to be a spiritual experience to be reading it out loud. Kind of like the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Like that was such a dear one to my heart that when I did it for my channel, I was like, damn, this is like the best book. Like there were some parts where I was just like laughing and I had to like pause the thing so I could go laugh and cry like because the book was so hilarious. So fucking good. Um yeah, definitely. I plan on reading more of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy independently of the channel because it's a classic. Like these would be my top two favorite books of all time. So yes, The Alchemist, and it looks dope, dude. It looks like super sick. I love it. I'm very excited. But yeah, anywho, I'm gonna shut up now and I will see you on the next channel. Namaste. I love you guys.